Hello and welcome to Splitscreen, brought to you by Insert Coin.
Hello and welcome to Splitscreen, brought to you by Insert Coin. My name's Dan Long and I'm here to introduce you to some of the amazing people from in and around the world of video games. People who love playing games just as much as you do. Today, it's my huge pleasure to welcome Imogen Mellor. When it comes to video games, Imogen's done it all. As a journalist, as a marketing expert, and as a kick-ass streamer. Imogen, welcome.
Hello, lovely to be here.
Hello, it's amazing to have you here. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thanks. My voice sounds a bit sore, it's because I was singing "Toxicity" by System of a Down this time yesterday.
What a way to go!
Hey, it's the karaoke. I was like, I'll give it a shot. It's so much more difficult as a song than you think it is.
Yeah, are there recordings of this online?
No, thankfully not. Thankfully not. And if I might go to prison for butchering a song like that. It's so iconic.
Okay, so Imogen, you've been on every side of the video game arena. You've done every sort of facet of it, from the press side, the industry side, as a creator side as well. What's been your kind of this is like the biggest question you could imagine. Tell me everything, but like, what's been your sort of experience on each side of that sort of three-sided coin, if you can imagine such a thing?
Yeah.
And has it sort of like one helped the other, or they each helped each other?
I do believe so, yes. Like I'm only where I am today because I've done all of these. Like the sum of my parts is bigger.
Like a Voltron.
Yeah. Well, basically, I started as like in press. I loved writing about video games, and I still do. That's something that like I wish I got to do more of. But the only reason I was really good at that is because I grew up watching a lot of YouTube and a lot of creators talk about games. I wasn't going to be able to buy and play every single video game I wanted to as a kid. There was school in the way, you know. And so growing up, I like watched and experienced a lot of creators, and so when the pandemic hit, there was a bit of me that thought, oh, I could also do some content creation myself. During that time, I also had like some really fun things happen. Like I wrote a kid's book.
Amazing.
Like, through HarperCollins. That was just like a nice thing I got to do, like a nice little side quest.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, like doing things like content creation and streaming, it made me a much better conversationalist because you have to talk at a rate of knots for an audience, and you have to be faced with people being mean to you and reacting live to it and not losing your head about it. And writing about games, I got to meet so many incredible people who work in the games industry and continually come up to even like in the last few weeks, I will go and see people and be friends with them when I met them in my first year of work.
Oh,
and I
amazing.
don't think there are many industries where you get to be like that. You get to kind of carry a lot of the experience that you have through like every job, every side, every like version of yourself in a working capacity you can be. I love that. It's like I was just at an event where someone said to me like, oh yeah, you're part of like the term was like the Marvel gaming universe, like the British Marvel like cinematic universe of people, where people like they're like, oh yeah, I saw your work in like 2020 and I would like watch you like pop up in here and there, and now I really like Chaos Events, and so it's nice to see you do like a full like series on something.
Oh, amazing.
So yeah, it's funny that people will like, having worked in the industry and having enjoyed working like in the industry, you carry a lot of experience with you, and it's relevant every single week. And I don't think there's any other industry where that kind of feels exactly like that. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's kind of weird because it is one of those. It is a weird industry from like in a good way, a good weird of like everyone does know everyone. There's a real, particularly in the UK arena that we both inhabit, everyone kind of knows everyone or is friends of a friend with someone. And so it does feel kind of like a real, almost like a family kind of thing, isn't it? It's like that extended family of like...
I genuinely do think it feels much more like university than that's the only other
Yeah,
experience I could talk about where it feels like there are, 8,000, let's say that's 8,000 people in the games industry in the UK. I don't know if that's that many, but it
it's
means
set
that
now. That's fact.
fact,
Yeah,
fact, journalist Imogen Mellor breaks the news: 8,000 people in the games industry in the UK. But like there are 8,000 people at a, like in different rooms nearby. And though you might not know someone, there's a strong likelihood that you do know someone who knows someone. And
yeah,
that's what Twitter used to feel like
yes,
before the great collapse of
yeah, yeah,
2023 or whatever year it was.
yeah,
Um, but like that's what made that place so special, was that you had that capacity to connect with anyone in the industry you wanted to, like that. It's not like that anymore, but it was really special when it was useful to us.
yeah, yeah. And it's kind of. Do you think the as well as like the people that sort of make each sort of facet of the industry sort of work well together? Do you think there's sort of like an understanding perhaps of each, like knowing it's like the expression poacher turned gamekeeper kind of thing, where it's like you kind of know not like the sort of weaknesses kind of thing, but like the different bits that say, what press are looking for from that side, and what like marketing's looking for, like the games marketing is looking from the other side, and someone who's creating content and streaming as well. You kind of know sort of like the nexus point where it all meets.
Yeah, I I think that being a journalist and then going into PR or marketing has this fear, because you at one point were defining the way that these people's games were being shown, like that.
Yeah.
Like I had a pitch meeting recently. I can't say which company or for what game or whatever it was, but I said, oh yeah, and I wonder if X journalists would be covering it. I imagine they would. And someone said, I thought I recognized your name. You used to be a games journalist, didn't you? And I went, damn it.
No
And
escape.
like I left that meeting Googling everything that I could have said about this company, just in case I hadn't said anything like particularly like egregious. But I did have that fear. So it does follow you. But I do think that even if I had said something horrible about this company, which I hadn't, I do think then it gives you a good case to say, like, I know the challenges and the public perception of your games. I know exactly what it's like to have to look down this train of thought, right?
Yep.
And this is what you actually need to be doing. So I do think it gives you, I think at least being in press gives you a lot of critical skills when it comes to seeing what audiences do and do not want from developers, and that's a big bonus when you work in marketing or PR or something like that. Which is why a lot of games journalists move into those industries, because it's kind of goes hand in hand, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of like the other side of the coin, isn't it? And you kind of, I think there is like I don't think you really see it in any other kind of arena in quite the same way, where the ecosystem kind of feeds into each other so rapidly that you get that feedback straight away of like someone makes an announcement and someone will post something about like a press article will come out about it, and then the socials kind of like mobilize on it, and then it kind of almost instantaneously shapes where the company's going, and then it goes back around in a loop, and it's kind of like a non-stop kind of food chain of that's constantly changing what's going on. And it's Insert Coin, we're kind of like part of that, but we're sort of like removed from sort of like a satellite part of it, so we can kind of look at it every so often and go, oh, that's interesting. And it does kind of, that process kind of helps us in a strange sort of way, because obviously we see what people are talking about, what people want to see and what they don't, and it kind of helps build that sort of part of the puzzle for us. But yeah, I mean, do you think there's something almost like a formula now for like what would make a game sort of stick, if you want? Because that's kind of like a criticism that sort of comes out quite a lot, is that games kind of come out, then go within 2 weeks. There's not like, there's a fanfare and then it goes, and then it's how long the tail is afterwards kind of thing. Is there sort of something that makes that work, do you think?
So I did a talk at GDC, not GDC, Develop this year, and I really enjoyed doing that because my talk was basically about like what can you do to make your like game go viral in some capacity,
Yep.
and that is what indie devs particularly now have to focus on, whether they like it or not. They need to make their game at least applicable to a wider audience and applicable to social media and video and things like that. They have to get them to work there to or just be exceptional and have like a few journalists really like it, like
Yep.
you know, as happens. But there was like the games I kind of brought up were what are now referred to as FriendSlop, I think is
Right.
the
Oh,
kind
yes.
of
Yeah.
like
Yep.
there's this new term which is it's a bit tongue in cheek. I think calling it slop when it is it's a game that people have like worked hard on is a bit harsh sometimes. However, I do understand that there is now a formula in terms of success of games that can be a hit and you will get enough sales if it is marketed well enough. So things like Peak. Peak was an incredible I emphasize that a couple very short clips of that game tell you exactly what that game is
Yeah.
so easily. You understand what the premise of the game is. You've got some friends, you can climb a thing, and people will fall, and it's funny, and you get to hear your friends screaming as they crawl onto a mountainside, which is something that I've always wanted to do. I don't know about you, Dan, but that's something
In
I've
real
always
life
wanted to
or
do.
in this?
In real life, yeah. That's my real that's my real
That's
hope.
your confession.
That's my real hope. But like there's Peak, there is there's the sledging game, which is the frog one where you go sledding game.
Yep.
And there's a Repo. All of these things are considered kind of like FriendSlop, but they are within their own right, you know, marketing to a really wide audience, and they've done it well, and there is nothing wrong with them, and they are like great games. They will sell well, and if that then leads them to be able to create other projects that have more longevity, then phenomenal. It's just like I don't think that people appreciate how difficult it is to stand out, and if they could, what they can do to stand out is by making you have a good fun time with your best friends.
Yeah.
Then so be it. That's a-okay in my books.
I think that's a really good kind of just be good, be good and have fun. It's like the key thing, right?
Be good, have fun. And I think fun is a really difficult thing to define. Like I was talking to a friend about this who's going to do a design course, I think, at university.
Oh, okay.
And the conversation about fun came up, like what is fun? How do you define that? And I think that like there's games that are not fun. There's things like This War of Mine. I would never tell someone that's a fun game to play. That is a stressful game. It's supposed to make you feel an emotion beyond fun.
Right? Yeah.
But I think it won like so many awards, and it's held up as one of the pinnacle games as like a hey, war's bad. Did you know? Have you heard the news?
What?
War is bad. War is bad. I'm sorry to break it to you, Dan.
Oh God! My worldview is shattered.
But I think as a first game, I don't know who, actually, I can look this up. I don't think that that's necessarily a good game for social media. I think it did. Oh, it was 11-bit Studios. But it was not the first game made by 11-bit Studio or like published by 11-bit Studios, I'm sure. So yeah, I think I think if you have to make something that feels less than highbrow to be able to then make all of the other stuff that you want, fine. Okay.
It's a means to an end, right? It's not like, you know, it's not like the way I always think about video games is when I'm sort of like trying to work out what is happening, what is happening to this industry, Imogen. What is happening is I kind of think about what applies to like sort of other, you know, other industries and how it works. And like film studios don't make just one type of film. They don't just make one type of, they don't all just make like, you know, The English Patient like 25 times in a year. They all sort of like, they throw in, you know, a few dodgeballs to kind of like balance the book, right? So, you know, you have to like expect games industry to kind of do the same thing of like, and also not everyone wants to, you don't always just wake up and want to play a game that tells you war is bad.
Yeah, you know what? I had played this war of mine for like 2 hours and went, I get it. War is bad.
You picked it up in 2 hours. That's that's quick.
I know. I was on the ball. I know, like, but it was just, that is a sad game, and it's supposed to teach you a lot, like, and that's great. I think I really like the game. Oh, it was Valiant Hearts.
Oh yes, yeah,
Similarly,
yeah, yeah. That was
it
the First World
teaches
War
you
one, right? That's
First World
Ubisoft.
War.
Is that Ubisoft? It's
It
Ubisoft.
is Ubisoft. That I really liked as a game. It's just a game that teaches you a lot about the First World War. But I don't ever expect anyone to say that that's their favorite game of all time, just because that's quite a niche thing to
Yeah.
like. That being said, one of my favorite games of all time is Disco Elysium, which
Yes.
teaches people a lot about sociological.
Yeah, that's quite heavy in places.
That's a heavy game. That's a heavy game. But it does it in a fun way. I think that
Yep.
you have fun while being taught about this world and theoretical situations. And do you want to internalize racism? Yes or no? It will get you through this next bit of the game if you do. Like that's a really fun moral dilemma to have to to tackle. And I think I do think that actually one of the problems with both film and games now is that not enough middle-sized stuff is being made. I think
Yeah.
film is really feeling like everything has to be either a big project or a short film.
Yep.
No in between. And even A24, which was the middling
Yeah.
film development studio, film studio, is now reaching the upper echelons
Yeah.
of big projects. Like it shot up because of its success of middle-sized films.
Because
and I think that kind of happens with us.
There was a thing with like video games, because we've sort of talked about that sort of here, like in Setcoin. We've kind of spoken about how when we started, and there were a lot of sort of AA games, I suppose is probably where they would be, and you sort of think they've kind of like you just don't see them anymore. It's just that kind of like, here's the biggest game ever. There'll never be a game as big as this one. It's got 6 A's now. And then
6 A's.
And there's one at the other end, and it's kind of like, you'll finish it in 2 hours and it's free, or it's 1p. And it's like, there's no bit in between.
There's no middle.
Yeah, it's kind of like got squeezed out.
I think what I define as AA now is much more of a size thing. It feels like Power Wash, like I'm going through Steam at the moment just to see like what would be a middle-sized game. Power Wash Simulator, I feel like that's a middle-sized game. Dispatch, that came out in October 2025. That's an episodic adventure, but it has a huge number of big names attached to it. But the scope of it feels middle-sized. But even then, it has like some of the biggest voice actors, and it's got like Jacksepticeye and Alana Pierce in it, and it's it's using quite a lot of industry
sort of gravitas, isn't it?
It's using a lot of gravitas to support this project. I don't like middle-sized games aren't really a huge thing. And also, well, actually, Expedition 33, Clair Obscur, that is a middle-sized game. That is the true sense.
How great it was and how well it did. And it's like, I wonder if that might be, is the industry going to take notice? Is it's going to, when will they listen to us?
But who is going to make them? Who is there to make them?
Yeah. Us. Well, is it us? Is this what? There was like a pregnant pause there. It's like, now. Is it me? Am I making this game now?
Let's make Expedition 33 exactly the same.
Expedition 34.
32, the one before.
Right,
probably worse.
Cashing on the prequel money.
But yeah, let's do the prequel, and we'll get sued, and that would be very funny. I think that
we can laugh in prison when we get arrested. So, as well as your expertise in the games industry at large, like that, you've been smashing it recently, often literally as part of Chaos Servants, and there's Elden Ring Night Rain, right? So that's your the channel, and it's alongside friend of our show, friend of ours, Luke Westaway. What do you think makes Soulsborne games the phenomenon that they are?
It does something that a lot of games didn't do. Like, I actually think that people forget that the first From Software, like the Souls games, weren't hyper popular at the
No.
time. Like they've become like a giant in the games industry because of the reputation for being difficult and for having incredible lore. And they do both of those. The lore of these games is kind of unmatched in the way that it's uncovered and it's untold. It feels much more like you are walking through a world and hearing snippets of
Yes.
information without the full story just being told to you. No one ever sits you down and goes, "Here is my lore." No one does that, but people do that in video games. So it kind of goes, it like, what it does, in my opinion, is that it tears apart some of the expectations that people had about video games, which makes it feel new and different the first time you experience it. I think we are very used to video games being designed in a certain way, and for them to be forgiving, because fun is, the height of like what a game can be in a lot of ways, is that like we want you to feel like it's fun. We don't want you to put it down. And Dark Souls and and From Software games generally don't adhere to that. They adhere to the idea that like you have to understand enough of the game to progress. If you don't play by our rules, then you're not getting through.
You're not going to do very well.
Yeah, I mean, Elden Ring is the one that doesn't do that so much. What I love about it is that when I first I got to play it as a preview, and so I had more knowledge going in when I first played than most people did. But like, you leave, there is an immediate boss in front of you, a guy on a horse. You're not supposed to fight him. It like the game immediately whacks you and says, "Stop it!" Just because it's there doesn't mean you have to aggro it. It tells you that information, and if you don't get that information, then the first 2 hours of this game are miserable, right? And so then it goes up, up the road to Stormvale Castle, and you meet Margit, the fair omen.
Yep.
And he also smacks you and says you're not supposed to be here right now. Like, the game is telling you off in a it's not telling you, it's not giving you a pop-up saying like, "Hey, you should consider going elsewhere." It kicks you in the shin several times before you go, "Man, maybe I'm not supposed to be here." And it goes, "Yeah, obviously, idiot." And then tells you, and then off you pop to actually have your first adventure before coming back. And I love that. Like, there's the map, it trails up and around in that spiral kind of shape, but there is a small island directly south, which that's the first place you are actually supposed to explore, and it has its own little like ecosystem and like lore to learn. And I think that's it's so good at using the rules that you feel are applicable to games and using them against you. It tells you off in new ways. It offers an exploration on the way that games are made in a non-verbal way. It doesn't need to tell you how to play it. It's a bit like I think the other game that I would say that does this the best is like Breath of the Wild.
Oh yeah.
That game, you go, "I wonder if I can do this," and the game is like, "Yeah, we thought you'd get to that conclusion eventually. Here is that thing that you have now." Yeah, if you drop some apples on the fire, they will get toasty. Yes, obviously, you don't need to like cook them. Things like that. I love games like that, and I think that like From Software absolutely just has got magic in its games in that way. I love them dearly.
I think it's Elden Ring's a weird one for me because I've never ever connected with any From game at all, and I've really tried every single one, and then Elden Ring, I got to a point where I was like teetering on the edge of giving it up again. And then I spoke to Luke, and I spoke to Tam, and I spoke to various other people sort of across the industry, and they were like, "Oh, stick with it. Try, go here, do this." And it was like, suddenly it was like, I see what he's trying to make me do now. And it's like, and it's weirdly, I still haven't really connected. I haven't gone back to any and connected with them again. It's like it's just been Elden Ring. But I mean, I platinumed it, and it was like, what? And you look back and go, how did I do that? I don't really. But it is that thing exactly as you say. It's like it doesn't like the tutorial is there, but you're kind of living it. It's kind of not like, right, now you press X to do this. It's like, well, go here, do this. All right, okay, exactly as you say. There's no like fog. Well, there are fog barriers, obviously, but you know what I mean. There's not like a fog door of like, oh, you're not quite experienced enough to get through this bit. It's like, well, you can go there if you want, but you know, who knows what's going to happen?
It's like let's send you through a gate to Caelid. You thought the nice pastures, the nice Welsh pastures you've been on were bad. Here is a rotting swamp where everything is trying to kill you all the time, and then come back and talk to me about it later if you want to complain.
I remember
about where we start.
I remember doing that and just like running through there, thinking, I'll just see what it's like, and it's like, oh no. It's like,
and it's like you're on torrent galloping, and you're like screaming, running, like trying to get through it.
You run past those giant birds and the giant weird like T-Rex like proportioned dogs, and you're like, whoa, they're big. I hope they don't. And then they just start running after you, and it's like, oh,
and they're fast and determined.
Yeah, and
they are both of those things.
They don't give up, and it's like, no, thanks. I don't know.
No, I love that. I love that game for what it made me feel. Like, it made me feel actual sustained fear in a way that I don't play horror games, but I did fear things in this, and it wasn't like I was horror fear. It was like this is hard. This is a hard thing. And I fear this.
There was one that when you were saying that suddenly pinged into my head of that I wasn't frightened of, and then all of a sudden I was, which was there was a bit where I can't remember where it is where you start off, but you open a chest and it just teleports you to the bottom of like the volcano manor, and it's like, what
is it? Yeah. I love that mechanic because it's so fu. It's like, so like get wrecked. Like, I will make your day worse. Bye,
no
idiot.
Idea where you are.
You did expect the chest to like. You expected a mimic? No, this is much worse for you if you want it to be. I love that. Like, I think it's also very funny.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of comedy in that game. I think it's one of the funniest games of that respective year. And actually, when I was doing a preview, I was working for PC Gamer at the time, and there were 2 preview codes sent, and it was like it was a preview session. So I had to play and someone else had to play, and we had something like 4 hours. 4 hours to get through a bit of the game where we actually couldn't get into the castle. The map had been very slightly altered, so you couldn't actually get into Stormvale, but you could do a lot of the open stuff. And so my colleague stayed near the starting area to try and map that out and find guides, whatever. While I was like, I'm booking it. I'm seeing how far I can get. Right. Those are the different strategies. And so about like 10 minutes before the session ends, I get up to this big manor, carrier manor.
Yep, yeah.
And I am tootling along, and then my body is crushed by a hand through the floor, and I scream. And I like, what is this? What is this? What's happening? And I'm like running through this, screaming, crying. There are hands everywhere. They've got magic on their fingers. There are a couple wolves here too. Like, I am screaming, crying, having the worst time ever. And then the session ends, so I can't keep like exploring or understand. And I get on a call with my colleagues, and I'm like, guys, there were these hands, and they were like really scary. They were really scary and really creepy. And I don't know why they. And I sounded like an unhinged person. They were like, how bad this could be, some hands. I'm like, no,
those are the worst.
Scariest thing. They're the scariest thing in the game. I promise you. I promise.
They're so horrible. Those. I'd forgotten about those. Thanks for bringing those back into my brain.
My favorite thing about them is that you meet them there and like a couple other places, but not frequently. And then if you go find the Dung Eater underground,
like right in the sewers, isn't it? Like,
yeah. There are just a couple. There's this one last jump scare where they like come out. There's one last time that they do that to you, just because the game was like, idiot, you didn't notice the fingernails coming through the cobblestone floor.
Why did you not notice that? It's like they're not mimics. It's near the bit where you get the mimic.
Mimic tier.
Yeah, it's a bit under, like in the underground bit, and there's just loads of. They're in like pots. but there's just loads of them, and there's just so many, and it's just
I
like,
hate those.
oh, dude, why are you just like, you've put so many there that you can't, you sort of take a step and then there's something like smashes through a pot. It's, oh,
Yeah,
God.
like grow up.
Yeah.
Grow up. get over yourself. Come on. Miyazaki, grow up. Miyazaki, grow up, man. Come on. This is
Dear
childish.
Miyazaki, grow up. That's it. I've had
I'm
enough.
going to tell him that. I'm going to send him an email right now.
Oh, so this is time when we're going to do some AUTOFIRE questions. You don't have to answer them quickly. They're just the questions that other gamers would ask other gamers to find out what makes them tick. That kind of thing. So, what is your first video game memory?
I think it's probably watching my brother play Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the PlayStation 2.
Oh, amazing.
I think, like, when I was younger, he would play that, and I would... Oh, it's either that, it's the two games it was that and the Two Towers...
Oh, yeah.
Lord of the Rings thing, where we got to pick, like, if you were Gandalf or, like, Aragorn. He always wanted to be Aragorn, and I always played, like, Legolas. And I think it was just, like, sitting on the floor when he was playing, and I would get to play a little bit. And I loved it when in Battlefront 2, when I got to, like, oh, you've played so well, you get to be a Jedi for a bit, and you get to be a Jedi and you're running around, and, like, you get to be, like, I think Yoda on one level, if I'm not mistaken. That's like the first video game memory that I have very strongly, and that's something that I really loved doing. I loved playing those games, and, like, steadily I started to gain an interest in playing games too. The first game I got given was Ratchet and Clank.
Amazing.
Which is, I love Ratchet and Clank. This is like and I think they are, in terms of fun video games, the top of the list. Like, they're perfect games in my opinion.
Hard agree.
And then the one that I asked for, which is embarrassing, was the Madagascar film game.
There's nothing embarrassing about Madagascar.
It was bad. I have found the case. I found it recently, and
really?
I was like, I'm going to maybe go do a video essay about how bad this game is. But yeah, I think that's it. Those are the first memories I can think of.
That's a good mixed collection of memories. That's brilliant. So, what's your favourite game of all time?
I bounce around on this because it is difficult to definitively say what my favorite video game of all time is. It depends on the day, but it would be between Disco Elysium, Portal 2, the original Overwatch.
Yep.
And there are so many. Like, it's actually really hard. Like, I really love The Witcher 3. I really love Elden Ring. Like, depending on the day when you ask me, it's like my answer would change. I think typically I say Portal 2, though. I think it's the first time I understood what a game could be.
Yeah. Because it's one of those games that's deceptively simple. Of, like, the actual mechanics of it are, like, pretty, straightforward. Get from point A to point B. Here's a gun that lets you do it. But the way that it's all created and all kind of, like, linked in, and the little, again, it's that sort of environmental storytelling kind of thing of, like, you sort of mentioned before, of it's kind of, it just gives you little drops of information every so often. It doesn't necessarily spoon feed it to you all the time, and you're kind of picking it up as you go. Oh, that's a great choice.
I had no expectation for how long a game should be or how difficult it should be. That was the first game that I think I played where, like, I was playing a lot of things on the DS because the DS was where all of my friends played the DS when I was a kid, right? That was, like, the thing that everyone had. And not to say the DS wasn't a serious gaming console, not true. Like, I played a lot of Professor Layton, I played lots of games I really love and still love. But fundamentally didn't give you the, like, in-depth, I am there moments that, like bigger consoles could. So I asked for Portal 2 because there was a big push in advertising in London. I remember seeing, like, a lot of adverts, like physical adverts, when I was, like, growing up here. And I went, that looks that looks really fun. That looks really good, and it looks harmless. It doesn't look like it's scary. It looks like a good game. And I played it, and so I had no expectation for what was going to happen. I knew that when we were getting to the end of the game, I was like, "Man, we're going to defeat GLaDOS, and that's going to be the end of the game." And then you fell through the spoilers for a 12, 15-year-old game. You fall through the floor, and there's a second half of the game. And I remember feeling like, "Wow, I would never have seen that coming, nor like this is such a surprise to me. It's amazing." And then that second half where you get all of these other like tools to use, and you get to learn a lot about when life gives you lemons,
Oh
don't
yeah,
make
yeah.
lemonade. Like, yeah. I love that voice acting. I think the voice acting in it is also exceptional. I think it's so well written. I think that's what made me go, oh, a video game can make me feel so surprised and so clever and so great that I think that was when I decided that was like my thing. That's what I loved. I loved that.
Oh, I think that's really lovely. It was a great selection overall, but like Portal 2 at the top, and you're absolutely right. I think that's the fact that it is 15 years old, you know, and it's still there on everyone's list. It's so high up, and it's just so well crafted all the way. Like every element of it just sits beautifully, and it's the only. I've probably said this on here before. I know I've definitely told people this before, but it's the first game, and probably one of the only games that I've immediately finished and then just fired up again, like straight away. There's other games that I've played sort of multiple times, but like I'll give that a break and I'll go and play something else, or the next day or whatever. But that was literally roll credits. Right, well, let's fire that up again and play that again.
And I think that the 2-player mode is perhaps one of the best co-op modes in anything ever. It latches on so perfectly, and it lets you like it kind of continues the story in a very small way. It kind of just like explains that GLaDOS is still here, and she is still like she's using these robots to like try and get her sense of normality back. It feels like, but again, it's not holding your hand. This game came out in 2011, and I think I played it then, and I don't think I engaged with any media or anything because I wanted to forget as much of it as possible.
Yeah.
And so in 2021, I streamed the whole thing in one sitting.
Oh, amazing!
And I remembered every puzzle like the back of my hand. I remembered everything about it. It made such an impression on me that I remember this game, this like 8-hour game, super well. Like I remember everything about it. I remember like how to get from A to B. Like it was really incredible that like it had made such an impression that I knew it like the back of my hand almost.
Oh,
like I knew the jokes. Oh no, the jokes were like some of the jokes I still really laughed at because I had my kid brain hadn't.
Yeah.
I was like 14 when I first played it, so maybe 13 when I first played it. But I love it.
Oh,
great game.
Great choice. Fantastic choice. So what would be your perfect future game? It doesn't have to be something that's been announced. It doesn't have to be part of a franchise or anything like that. Like what would, if someone said, Imogen, we're going to make your perfect game, what would it be?
There are a few games that I like love so dearly that like, but they're kind of weird. So I love Fire Emblem Three Houses. I loved that game. Loved that game. And I also really liked, I can never remember its name, but the one that almost won was one of the 6 Game of the Years. It was the one made by the team that made Persona.
Metaphor.
Metaphor. Loved Metaphor.
Yeah.
I'm a big Balatro head. I love Portal. It's really difficult for me to pick like a certain thing that would be like a perfect game. The one that came to mind instantly would be somewhere between Professor Layton and something like Metaphor.
Oh, amazing!
Something that,
yeah, that's cool.
Like allows you to realize that world and life of like the Professor Layton cast in a bigger, longer, more like dramatic fashion. Like there would be a lot more conversation. I would love something like that where there are puzzles incorporated as well. If you give me like 120-hour game that is just like living in the Professor Layton world, I would love that. But that's kind of like Ace Attorney Chronicles a little bit. But
more puzzles.
I love a puzzle. That's the thing. I love when a game gives you a question, and if you've been paying attention, you can answer it. I love that.
Yeah,
I love that so much. I'm the sort of person who has like a little notepad sometimes. I'm like, Dave told me to remember what my name is. I'm going to write down my name. And sometimes once in like every 30 games I play, that is like a thing that
it's
really,
useful
like,
then, but like that one time when it is useful, that's
like, that's felt great. I feel so good about that. But yeah, that's the sort of stuff. Alternatively, give me a game that's like the way that Overwatch used to make me feel. My like Overwatch 2 is really fun, but it's not the lightning in a bottle that Overwatch was. And Marvel Rivals isn't that either. I think Marvel Rivals is chaos and fun, and it really feels much more like an actual superhero fight, in that like not all superheroes are made equal.
Yeah,
that's fine. Like superheroes are, some are gods and some are not, and that's okay. But it means that you never feel like it's a fair fight if you're just a guy with a gun and there is a god running at you. Does feel slightly unfair.
I'm slightly weighted in their favor.
Yeah, slightly weighted in their favor. Like, Storm coming at me? Like, I'm dead.
Yeah.
I am dead. That's fine. That's so fine.
I didn't want to play a long game anyway. This is a short round for me.
Yeah, short round for me. I have to come back as a different god. But yeah, I think for the Professor Layton, that's the thing that came into my head, and I think that would be my ideal, maybe. With music written by the LA Noir. Team.
Amazing. We will make this so. We'll make this happen.
Oh, have you made it already? Is that the surprise?
Yeah, that's my surprise. It's called Expedition 32. And they'll see us in court. We'll keep everything crossed that this kind of magical game kind of appears in the future. Now, this is a question that I've really wanted to ask you, because I know that it has the potential to really annoy Luke, which is, what is your go-to gaming snack?
Anchovies. It is anchovies.
There you go. That's perfectly fair.
I almost posted about this the other day, because I went home to see my parents, and my mum said, "Oh, Imogen, there are smoked salmon and anchovies in the fridge for you." And I went, "Thank you so much, Mum. Thank you so much, Mother. Thank you for real." And I did. Like, I warmed up. My parents have an Aga, so I put like these anchovies in a little bowl and put them on the Aga just to heat through, so that like the olive oil was kind of warm. And then I had it with some bread, and I played Hades 2, and I had a delightful time doing that. Like, also, Luke is a pescatarian. I only found that out recently.
Yeah.
So he's. I feel like he should be on my side. He should be on my side.
It is the running thing. It does make me just smile every so often. Is the trailer for this does normally nearly every one ends with the quote of Luke saying he doesn't snack, and it's just like, right, we'll just say Luke doesn't eat. He's like, I don't eat. It's I don't want to eat snacks while I game. It's like,
I can understand why. Like, I have a decaf Earl Grey often when I'm gaming, because that's something that like I can like sip on, and I can like that's probably the most common thing I have when I am gaming. But occasionally, like, I think when Assassin's Creed Shadows came out, I was like really living it up. I was like putting on candles. I had like lamps on, no big light. Big light was not on. Door was closed. I had like a duvet, and I was on a beanbag, and I was snacking and playing Assassin's Creed Shadows. That's the sort of environmental games where like the environment is a big highlight. Those are great snacking games.
I think we've proven now that snacking is okay.
Snacking is okay. I can't believe that like me saying anchovies are my favorite gaming snack is such a controversial thing.
Good anchovies are like amazing.
Great, they're phenomenal.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think you should cast shade on anyone's snacking choices unless the snacking choice is, I'm not going to have snacks. Then you cast all the shade over it and just say, for God's sake, have some anchovies, or just
For God's
something.
sake, have a single anchovy with some
Just try it.
warm olive oil on some nice sourdough that cuts up the top of your mouth when you eat it.
Oh, amazing! No, I just really want anchovies. Just draping an anchovy over the top of someone's controller, oil just running down it. Yeah.
Well, this is why the chopsticks are essential.
Yeah, that's it, right?
With the chopsticks, and I think actually, as I've talked more about my snacking preference to be anchovies with chopsticks, people have gone, yes, actually, I agree with you. They've come over to my side because they know that it's not unhinged, and also I go to the gym a lot and it's high in protein and it's good for your joints and all.
It's not the worst. Like, there are a lot worse things that you could be eating than anchovies, right? It's not like just junk. It's good. It's good for you.
Good. It's real. It's real food.
It's real food. Good choice. Good choice. That's it. Anchovies are now the gaming snack of champions. That's just official.
True.
So who is the best dressed video game character?
Ooh, the person who came to mind is not the best dressed. But
That's
it was Nathan
question.
Drake. It was Nathan Drake, but he I was going to swear, but I don't know if you're okay with
You can swear if you want.
I said he's got that shit on. He carries his clothes the best out of any video game character does. He wears it. He knows he looks good in like a t-shirt, more like a long sleeve V-neck, and like, man, you look good and you know it, man. Best dressed though, I'm trying to think about like best dressed overall. It would have to be some like anime character, like in reality, or maybe all of the assassins in their like best suits look great in Assassin's Creed. That's true. I think in Watch Dogs they've got some good fashion choices in Watch Dogs. I think that I can't say the Lego games because that's a Lego character. Man, this is hard. That's a difficult question.
It's a hard question.
I think Cyberpunk is a really good.
That's a good shout.
It's a really good like spot because that actually has a lot of, I think, a lot of emphasis.
Yep.
But if I had to pick one, this is hard. You've put me in such a position. I'm now scrolling through my Steam library in a hope that something jumps out at me. Yeah. Damn.
It's an evil question. I'm so sorry. You're gonna go away now, and then you're gonna wake up in the middle of the night in like cold sweat, going, "I meant to say this person."
Oh, okay. I'm going to say it might be Yennefer.
Nice. Yeah.
Because considering the resources of that world, she looks so much more put together than anyone else does ever in that game.
This is very true.
She looks great. Everyone else kind of is. Have you seen Dandelion? What is Dandelion wearing? What is Dandelion wearing, actually? So I think maybe Yennefer is probably the best dress character overall. Amazing.
That's a great choice. Very good choice. So what have you got coming up next? What's on the horizon for Imogen?
I think more Chaos Servants. Fingers crossed. I've really enjoyed doing that project. I think that doing something creative alongside working in the games industry, like if you're working in the games industry, you still have to find a way to make the games industry feel creative for you. And I think making content with Luke is a big highlight for me. We really have like such a good on-screen and off-screen chat. Like it's basically just us hanging out, and I get to do that, and that's like huge for me. I'm hoping to do some more talks maybe in 2026. Who knows? So if you follow me on Twitter, then you might see me talk about how stressed I am writing talks. And yeah, I'm just hoping to do more short form stuff on like Instagram Reels and TikTok. I kind of want to start doing like mini game reviews again, but who knows? Who knows if I've done that by the time that like this goes out. So that's I'm putting some pressure on myself. That's amazing. What, you can find you everywhere. You're doing everything. That's absolutely fantastic. Doing everything everywhere all at once. Love it. Thank you so much, Imogen, for being part of the show and for being on Splitscreen. Thank you for watching as well. And make sure to check out all of our other shows
as well in the coming weeks. And yeah, check out this Insert Coin closing reel, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.
Hey, do you love video games? Us too. Insert Coin has been creating unique official gamer gear since 2010. From Ace Attorney to Yakuza, Cyberpunk 2077 to Astrobot. Represent your favourite games in style at www.insertcoinclothing.com. Splitscreen, powered by Insert Coin.